Hey, it's me, Ria, and I'm a lifestyle coach. I help moms reclaim their time and energy. Look at you, taking this moment to recharge. I see you. During the Doulas Bloom podcast, I share tools and resources with my clients and community to spend time with themselves. The key to you living as your authentic self is embracing change and having courage. Your relationship with yourself is the only true constant in life, and observing yourself throughout each season will allow you to always be in alignment with the desires of your heart. Are you interested in joining my one-on-one coaching program? You can book a sales call with me by visiting the link in the description to schedule your session today. Before we get started, I have to remind you of your influence because you are an inspiration. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Doulas Bloom podcast. I know that it is not the 11th day of the month, but I am here, and if it's your first time here, my name is Bria, and I am the podcast host, lifestyle coach, founder, creator, owner of Doulas Bloom. I do it all. I'm a solopreneur out here helping mothers, women create the lifestyles that they want and achieve the goals and dreams that they want to achieve. And today, I'm excited to do a monthly review and monthly intention with you all. I have created a resource for all of you. It's a digital download. So if you want to go through the same practice that I went through, I have shared these questions on Instagram Reels. I have shared these in previous podcast episodes, and this is the practice that I use on a monthly basis to set my intentions for the month, to get clear about what I want to do. But before we can even get clear about what we want in the future, for the next month, we have to sit with what happened in the month that we just went through. So it is February. It is February 2022. We just did the Embrace the Change challenge, not challenge, but Embrace the Change series for February 2022. That was our monthly series. And so if you haven't checked that out, I am going to plug it because you should check it out. I shared a lot of gems about how our mindset, about how we perceive change, hinders us from actually embracing change. And I embrace change. I embrace it because, as you will see, February was a very transformative time for me, and I'm just rolling with the punches. Here's the part about change that never fails to amaze me. It is necessary. For you to be the person that you want to be, for you to live the lifestyle that you want to live, you're going to need to allow shifts to happen. And so let's just hop right into my February review, because I quit my job. And where's my little sticky note so I don't get too distracted? I quit my job. And so basically, in the questions that I ask myself each month, it's like, what did you learn this month? How did the month feel? What was your highlights of the month? And I wrote 3 things down for kind of like my highlights and what did I learn. I wrote down, my highlight was that I quit my job, which is a highlight. Highlights can be things that were necessary and scary, and also like super exciting things. And this one was exciting, super necessary, and scary all at the same time, because like this is my first week as a non-employed person again, and I wrote in my journal, I said it's bittersweet. It's a little sour here, it's sweet and sour sauce, tangy. And I use these words to describe, because I was like, it's got a weird kick to it. It's new. And that's what embracing change is. It's all about, allowing things to feel new, allowing yourself to be a novice at something. And for me, what I learned is that I really had to ask myself this question. I was like, why am I hesitating? Why am I deferring my happiness? Why am I doing this? Why am I still at this job? And what came up for me, and in my situation, I had that job out of necessity. I don't know if you're familiar with my life during this year or during the pandemic or 2021, but my family got displaced. Our landlord, sold the property that we were renting, and the new owners were supposed to take us on as tenants, but they decided not to, and so we had to move because of that situation. And so I got this job out of necessity so that I could pay my way into the next opportunity, so that I could be in this apartment that I'm in right now, and so I could be in the situation where I wasn't homeless. So that was the reason why I got the job. But the reason why I stayed at the job, y'all, I was getting comfortable when personally I knew that that was not the place for me. My intention with getting this job was as soon as we move and I get settled, I'm quitting. And 6 months later, because we signed this lease in August, 6 months later, literally 6 months later, I was like, why am I still here? And so I learned that I was avoiding things, this is the thing about observing yourself and witnessing yourself. You will realize that you go through cycles, and you have to catch yourself and where you are in the cycle. Because for me, it's like I do something, and then I get excited that I did the thing, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I do that thing? And then I kind of avoid the fact that I did the thing, but I don't actually make progress towards the thing that I actually said I was going to make progress towards. And so then it goes to this cycle of being like, oh my gosh, Brie, I don't want to use the word wasted all this time, but you avoided this so much that it's been 6 months and you haven't made the progress that you wanted, and now you're feeling shitty about it because it's been 6 months. And so it's just like, I'm in the place right now where I am listening the first time to my intuition, to my gut, to the divine downloads that I get when my ancestors is talking to me and my ears ringing. I'm like, bro, I hear y'all. And right now, my ancestors, my spirit guides, they're all telling me to do this thing. And it's really scary, but we can talk about that in March because it'll unfold in March. Right now, we're focusing on February. And so that's kind of what February was for me. A lot of things happened. I actually created my vision board for 2022 in February. I want to do a whole other video about that on YouTube and write a blog post about it. So if that's something you're interested in, follow me on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But I had to really be like, okay, Bria, what do you want? And it was a very clear thing. I was like, is this going to support the life that I want, or is this going to hinder me? Because after I created that vision board and I had my little had my little sit down with my sister where we was creating the vision boards. We was talking about it. We was like, what is our life 6 months after this? Because we signed a 12-month lease. We're at the halfway point. It's like, what do we want at the end of this? Where do we want to be? And so we got really clear about that. And I was like, oh my gosh. I said, this job ain't even in the cards. I ain't say nothing about this job. I didn't say nothing about me still working here. Everything that I had talked about building up to didn't include that job. And I believed, for me, that the job was a hindrance. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I am actually back on Instagram because I have the energy, I have the capacity where I'm not going to a job for the majority of the day, almost 10 hours out of the day, feeling exhausted and giving my best to get pennies. And I'm not telling anybody to quit their job, do what you feel is best for you. But for me in this situation, it was the combination of that vision board session that I had, and also knowing that this wasn't something I had already had the intention of leaving this job when I got the job. And I also, what is the other point I'm trying to make? I thought this through in a very weird, complex way. This was a rational decision for me. This isn't the first time I've been jobless and didn't know what was going on. This is the story of my life. I hop from one thing to another in hopes that it's going to work out. And I honestly have faith that it will, and that'll be my testimony one day. But February was a lot of reflection, and so many things happened in February. Obviously, we're about to hop into the March. We're we're about to hop into the March month, the March series, which we're doing girl chats. If you don't know what girl chats are, we have conversations with people. I have conversations with people for the podcast, and we share the conversation, and it's beautiful, and it always unfolds beautifully. But all of February, I wish I could. Can I zoom in on the calendar? Zoom in on the calendar. You see those little, you see these little red, not red, they're orange. Can you see them? Well, there's those little orange lines. Those are all the meetings that Bria had in February. I had about 20 scheduled meetings on the calendar for February, and Bria, I only canceled one night because I had an anxiety attack. And that anxiety attack prompted me to quit the job. I put my notice in on that Monday because it was the last straw for me. Protect your peace and keep yourself sane. That's all I gotta say about that one. But I realized that this month, my intention, one of these weeks in February, is to practice and embody. We could talk about the PE. We could talk about that PE because I love a good acronym and I'm always trying to find something. So when I wrote embodiment practice, I was like, PE. Let me actually read you my intention for that week. I said, it's time to be about it. It's like an athlete. How I practice is how I perform, and the action I take will impact the person I'm embodying. I want to be intentional about working on skills that I want to be better at. If I'm not good at it now, I know I will get better. And then that week, me and my sister went down a rabbit hole of finding our old yearbooks, and Mr. Jeff, who was our coach in elementary school, our PE teacher in elementary school, he knew what he was talking about. He made it fun, he made it approachable, just feeling fun about like working this thing out. And so I think I still have that kind of mindset when it comes to like, I'm just figuring it out and I just gotta get my reps in right now. I also started reading Atomic Habits this month. Ooh, James Clear, stop playing. And Seth Godin, I actually finished the book that I started about a year ago. I bought this book last year. I've actually finished it. The last chapter was coming from my throat, so I had to take a break, but I finished it. And so I think it's just really amazing how not only am I in this place where I'm actually quite determined, and that's what I wrote down this year about like, how did this month feel? I was determined to figure it out and go for it. And so I'm really proud of myself because my goal was to have 3 sessions every week. As you can see, I had about 6 sessions just for the recording sessions for the Girl Chat series, but I was really practicing the lifestyle that I wanted, and I realized my capacity was bigger than I thought it was. And so, I'm just proud of myself because now I know I have the capacity for it. I know I can do this. And even though it worked in the what is the word I'm looking for? It was working in the way that I had my job, but I'm not even worried about it. I know that I've lived this lifestyle before. I'm sitting here talking to you and it's not even noon on a Tuesday. Imagine, bro, on a Tuesday 2 weeks ago before I put in my notice, I would have been stressed about making meals for children and making sure I deliver their lunches to them on time. And girl, I know if it needs be, I will go get a job if I need to, and I'm still looking. Gotta keep your options open, gotta have multiple revenue streams coming in, girl. I don't play those games. I don't play those games. Your girl's responsible. But I just wanted to come in here and like chat about what's going on in my life during February, because I feel like I used to do this on the podcast and I wanted to bring it back. So the last Friday of every month, we'll do a monthly little chit chat like this, review of the month, and I want to give you the opportunity to share about what's going on in your life and to create an intention for your next month. And so you will have the opportunity to do that next Friday, which is the first Friday of the month, in our village nights. So I'm bringing village nights back, and it's all going to be about just intention setting for the month and holding space for all of you who are listening to the podcast, and holding space for you all as we're navigating our lives and creating the lifestyles that we actually want, and building routines and habits, and just being like, this shit didn't work, but this thing did, and I'm gonna keep doing that thing because, I I think we need to support each other in that way. So I'm excited to hold space for you next Friday. So join us, RSVP for the Village Night. The link will be down below. And I can't wait to see you. I don't know what time this event is at the top of my head, but it's on Friday. It's in the evening, Village Nights, and we'll spend some time together. But the last part for the February review, I like to do one thing that I'm leaving behind in February and one thing I am reinforcing as truth. And so what I wrote here was doubt. I'm leaving doubt behind, and I might have to leave doubt behind in a few months. But right now, I'm intentionally deciding that no matter what happens, I want to be about it right now. And what I wrote was, it's not a matter of can I, will I, or when I, it's about right now. Because I've been putting things off long enough, and I feel like life is only hard when you don't do the things you want to do. I really do. Some people be like, what? Your responsibilities. But I'm like, ugh. Life is only hard when you're not doing what you want to do. Like, I don't know what happened, but when I quit my job, it flipped. I wake up in the morning and I'm excited to hit my key points on my board, to flip on the camera, record, and chat with y'all. I'm excited about this, and like, life doesn't feel like a drag, and like, maybe I don't have any source of income at this point in time, but I know that I'm working with my community, I'm working with my clients, I'm working on myself most importantly so that I can continue to pour into all of you. And also just like, I know everything's gonna work out, because like there's a lot of things that are happening in the works, so I'm just gonna like spill it all on you. Whether I go through production to manufacture my journal or opening my shop, I've been creating digital downloads for all of you. Like, I am just so serious about being the leader of the village, of this tribe here at the Douless Bloom community, and just like pouring into all of y'all. Whatever that looks like, I just want to make your lives easier. I want to make it easier for you to do what you love to do, whether that's taking care of your kids, showing up for your community, being there for your family, your career, your business. If you enjoy your 9 to 5, I'm not trying to get you to quit that. I just want you to be happy about the life that you're living. I want you to live a life that feels authentic to you. And so, yeah, that's what I'm all about. And I just really want to focus my energy here, because this is why I feel good. This is where I feel good. This is where I feel good. But what am I reinforcing as truth this month is that my vision is enough. The thing that I have in my mind that I want to execute. A few days ago, I'm going to show y'all this paper really quickly. I wrote down everything that needs to happen in my business that I want to do, all my dreams and aspirations that I want to do, and I'm about it. Like I said, I'm leaving behind doubt. I'm about it. I'm leaving behind imposter syndrome. Like, forget that. I am already here. I have arrived. And so I'm trusting that, I know what I want to do, and all I have to do is do it. So y'all go ahead and join the Village community email list so y'all know when I host my first dinner party in April. I'm not playing with y'all. So I'm excited to host this dinner party. There's so many things that are happening, and that's why I'm just like, I just got to do it all. And I realized this month as well, in the past few days, that collaborating with people is my jam. And I remember, I don't know if y'all been here for a while, on my website, there used to be this thing about the Douless Bloom Collective. And when I did my rebranding, I kind of took that piece out, but that is an integral part of what I do. I actually want to dabble in like project management again. I love having a project and seeing it through. And I think that's why I get so bored in my business. I love my business. I'm trying to tinker with it, but I want to help other people see their dreams and their projects come to life. And so I just want to like help people manage that. I have helped people put on some really big events and supported these events, and I just want to help people through project or product management. Your girl is learning. YouTube University got me. So yeah, I'm rambling, but these are all my dreams and aspirations for like this point right now. I'm really intentional about like creating this moment as like a little time capsule, not only for me to look back on and be like, oh my gosh, like what, but like for all of y'all to see, because like I feel like I'm I'm grateful for where I am right now. I don't want to get fixated too much on the future, but it's like I'm so grateful for where I am right now, and I'm still gonna have the same gratitude for where I'm in 2 years, 6 months, tomorrow. And so it's like just to like really just be present with where you are, because like I can't do much about what's going to happen. I can only do what I can with the information and the resources that I have right now. And I strongly believe that what I have right now is enough to take me where I want to go. So I'm just making it work. Okay? And moving on to the intention for March, my anchor word for March is grace. And I'm always like, okay, what does this mean? What's the story behind grace? And for me this month, it's like, just let it be messy and give yourself grace and compassion as you're going through this. I can be a bit of a perfectionist, y'all. I really can. I can be a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to executing the projects and the things that I want. Even when it comes to like hiring people to help me support the vision that I want. I went on this huge journaling session about, I really like words. Excuse me, but I really like words. And I was like, I don't want to be dependent on nobody, and I don't want nobody to be dependent on me. I was like, I really just want support. And I had to define those two words to like really give myself clarity. And if I'm remembering this right, because my other journal is across the room and I ain't getting up to get that. Being dependent on somebody is literally it's being controlled by someone else. And having support is assistance in being functional. I want to have assistance in doing the things that I love. I don't want to be dependent on someone. I don't want someone else to control my vision. And so again, going along with that, it's being compassionate and being kind to myself as I'm going through this. And it's just like taking action towards my goals is all I need to do, and the gap will be filled by faith. Period. And I'm a bit, spiritual. I believe in a higher power. I believe that, I don't need to know the how. I just need to know what I want. I need to know why I want it, and I need to know who it's for. That's all I'm interested in. I know why I want it. I know what I want, and I know who it's for. It's for me. It's for all of you listening. That when we all focus on expanding as an individual, we are able to support more people and pour more into our communities, our families, our friends, and like it just has this like a ripple effect. I like to think about it as like it really takes one domino falling to fall on someone else, and it's a chain reaction of like inspiration, which is like what I always share here on the podcast. But it's just like, you have to breathe into yourself so that you can breathe into people, because the word inspire literally means to breathe. So inspiration is to literally to give someone breath. And so yeah, that's what March is about for me. It's just like giving from a place of clarity. And if you're looking at the questions that I have for the intention setting for the month, one of the questions that I asked is, how do you want to give and receive during this time? And I really just want to give from a place of clarity. I know what I want. Like I said before, I know my vision. I know what I want to do. I just need to execute. And so I want to give from a place of clarity, and I want to receive from a place of abundance, of being abundantly grateful. And I'm just excited. Nonetheless, I'm excited about what's going to play out. And I think that's why I love change so much, is because you don't know what's going to happen, but you can always lean into the positivity, and you can lean into what you actually want, and just trust that it's like, what if it does work out, basically is what I'm saying. And so yeah, I feel like my intention for March is beautiful, and I always like to create a little sentence along with the anchor word to kind of expand on my intention, like if I had to write my intention out. So let me just read it to you. I said, I intend to receive the grace that is being offered to me so I can move forward towards becoming the person I want to be. And during the village night, when you attend, we will go through this. You will create an anchor word, and you will create your intention for the month. And so again, if you are wanting to join us for the village night, it is next Friday. The link to RSVP is down below, and I'm so excited to party with y'all. Village nights are a whole vibe. The music be slapping, the reflection times be slapping, it all be slapping, okay? When I tell you be slapping, you're gonna feel so good after you come and hang out with me and the village community. It's popping. It is popping. No matter how many people are there, even if it's just you and me, girl, because you know, that it'd be like that sometimes, but it's okay. I am so much more over the quality of an experience rather than the quantity of people at the experience. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see how March plays out, and I'm so excited to share this girl chat series with all of you. If y'all don't know, you need to be here. If you are new here, just go ahead and subscribe, because these girl chats are they're gonna change your life. They're going to change your life. There's so many different perspectives. There's business women. There's some of my friends and family are also on the in the series, and it's just like, these are conversations that I would have with people even if I didn't have a podcast. But it was so important for me to invite people to have these conversations, because every time I'd be having these conversations, I'd be like, somebody else they could learn something from this. I said, I wish we was recording right now. And I just had to create a series where we had those open conversations with people. And so I'm excited to share that with y'all, and I'm excited to see y'all on the 11th of March for the start of this series, and I'm excited to see y'all next Friday for Village Night, because we need to get together, be intentional about what we want to call in, and yeah, I'm excited. So if you want to have this beautiful reflection, monthly reflection and review and intention setting, join us for the Village Night next week, next Friday. Yeah, so RSVP, and I can't wait to see you there. I love doing this. I miss having these types of conversations, which is why it's so important that I brought this piece back as we're doing monthly focuses, monthly review. This is a monthly podcast, y'all. We cute over here at Do Is Blow. But I am going to wrap up, and as always, I say a lot in these podcasts, and I just want to give you some time to reflect on whatever comes up for you. So the next 3 minutes are for you to begin to think about what happened in February. What was your key takeaway? What was your highlight? What did you learn? And then also begin to think about, what do you want to call in for March 2022? What do you want the theme for your March to be? And so as you're percolating and thinking about that during the next 3 minutes for your reflection, be sure to RSVP to join us for Village Night, so we can hold space for you to share your stories about how your February was, but to also, share your intentions for March. So yeah, I can't wait to see you at the Village Night. Again, RSVP in the link down below, and the next 3 minutes are for you. So happy reflecting, and I can't wait to see you next Friday. Bye.
If anything resonated with you during this episode, pass it along to a friend. Let's continue the chain reaction of inspiration. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can stay updated with all things Duelist Bloom by joining the Village community email list. The link is in the description below. I hope that today is everything you needed to be and more, and remember, you are an inspiration.